as a student, I barely passed school. I literally like pushed myself so hard, and at the end I barely passed it. On the other side, I wouldn't be able to focus. Like that was a big problem for me. I had an attention deficit disorder, and I would constantly get distracted. But years later, after a bunch of like teachers telling my mom that, oh, there's something wrong with your kid, oh, like you need Adderall for your kid, years later I find a way to make $10,000 every single day. And the point of this video that I really want to make is because I like for years, I made school basically become a mirror of my own success because of the grades that I was getting. And these labels were like basic, because when you go to school and you get bad grades at that age, you're constantly getting feedbacks. And I was constantly getting feedbacks that I'm not good in life because my grades were shit. And the teacher were talking to my mom about my grades. I would be home and my mom would not be happy and disappointed on me. And I would go back to school, and that loop basically over the years, it created a negative self-belief. Imagine like your first touch point in life, which is school, and you're not getting good grades, and basically you're not doing good in life. That was the feedback that I was getting. And one thing that I realized, let me tell you the crazy part, is that this is, you think that you're just getting negative self-belief. However, you're also attaching, like basically when you, like there's other part of your life. Let's say you'll be playing chess and you wouldn't be good at chess. You'll say, oh yeah, it makes sense why I'm not good at chess because I'm also bad at school. You would go to, let's say, play basketball. You'll try it and you're like, oh yeah, it makes sense why I'm not good at basketball because I'm shit at school as well. Like you would constantly compare things and find a reasoning why you're also bad at other things. But you would miss it when you would get lucky at things or good at things. You will just call yourself lucky. You wouldn't give yourself credit to it. And I realized when I was a kid, I was always basically building that negative self-belief, and I never realized why I'm always like negative, and I never had a confidence on myself. I made basically like government, society, and like school told me who I was as a person constantly because I never set the barrier of my own. Till one day, I still remember, I had an opportunity to try a business, and like I had a leap of faith. Like I really wanted to do it, and like in my mind was always constantly playing games why things might go left. And because I become pessimist over time, because of the school system and how I was constantly getting bad feedback. And I told myself, I'm not gonna let my grades or the people around me telling me who I was as a person. I'm gonna try my best by stacking evidence and trying things. Stacking evidence means that you don't quit by when things goes left. You try to find proof that how you can improve and get better over time. Okay, in school it's a bit difficult to stack evidence because you need to learn in a specific way and there's deadlines. So, and you're basically doing school for external reasons, not because you want to do it. But in business and in real life, when you have calling and gut feeling and you want to do it internally, there's another shift happens that is a lot bigger than school, a lot bigger than anything you can think of. I believe in God. I call that a God's calling, and into calling you in one direction. And once I start taking action to that direction and stacking evidence, my life completely changed. Of course, it didn't change over a couple of days, but I constantly stacked evidence, and I didn't let failure and things get into my way to quit. I didn't quit. I constantly try another business. I tried something else. I try another thing, but I wanted to do a business. I decided I want to start a business. It doesn't matter what business. I wanted to be a business owner. It just sounds crazy. And I was 20 years old back then. I was 20 years old and I really wanted to start a business because at that age, I was probably first year or second year of university. I knew I was not going to be able to get a job. I knew I was not, you cannot make me sit in a chair and sell my soul and work for others. And basically I have no passion. I have no interest. And I didn't want to play the people play this like game, career game, like, oh, I want to get to this level and I want to get to that level. Oh, I want to get the CEO. Like, I didn't see myself doing that game. I wanted to play the game. The I can't even talk. I wanted to play the life of game, like the game that we're currently playing in this life, on my own terms, not by other people trying to assign me goals, assign me dreams. I wanted to decide by my own and then take action, take personal responsibility. Over the years, when I was in school and like whatever, I was taking the responsibility, but it was not coming internal. I had to do it for my parents. I had to do it for other people. I had to do it because my parents were paying for my food, for other things. So I had to like give my time and effort and make it in school. But back then, I didn't know this stuff. As I'm getting older, I realized all this stuff. And the only reason I believe I got to $10,000 days, which sounds crazy, but I didn't let people tell me who I was as a person. I didn't accept it. Like, if I would be out with my friends and my friends would tell me, oh yeah, Chris, it's very hard to start a business, or like, how are you going to take that risk? Or like the common things, like when you're starting something, a lot of people around you, they will give you 10,000 reasons why it's hard. Why it's very hard to start things, you know what I mean? Why you should quit, or why you should not even start, or why you should not even try. Like, I don't want to get into details, but right now I'm planning to move maybe somewhere else. And I asked a couple of people and they told me, oh, it's very hard there. How are you going to do it there? It's very financially very difficult to live there. Or like constantly, like what there is, like they would spit to me more cons than pros in, like, you know what I mean? And anyways, the whole point of this video is that the day that you decide that you can do anything that you want, and you're not defined by other people telling you who you are as a person, you're not defined by that teacher, you're not defined by that family members of yours that thinks you're not the smartest, you're not defined by your friends telling you that you can do XYZ, that's when your life is going to change. Okay, that's your life is going to change, because your mind, I always say this, your mind creates the reality. If you keep putting negative shit in here and keep getting negative feedback on here, and if you keep getting this negative self-belief on here, you cannot expect a positive outcome from the universe that's going to be given to you. For me, I call it God, you call it universe, whatever you believe in it. And I hope this video really hits and you really understand what I'm trying to imply here, because I really do believe we all have something special in us, and we are not meant to sit 9 to 5 in jobs that we don't care about. If you care about it, props to you. But I'm 100% sure you have something special in you that is ready to be unleashed. It doesn't have to be a business. It doesn't have to be making $10,000 every single day. But please, whatever is that noise is, try to tap into it. Don't let people tell you why you cannot do X, Y, Z. This is the kind of like, anyways, like we let like the life and our failures become the mirror for our current life, or like what we are trying to accomplish in the future. But your past does not define your future. And let me say it again. Your past, whatever should happen, whatever things you were unsuccessful, these are just pinpoints. What were the things you were not good at? But that has nothing to do with your success and your present. That has to do just, you have some like basically like evidence telling you what you're not good at. That's pretty much it. Once you start adapting that positive mindset and stacking evidence, trying to learn things and prove yourself that you can do anything you want, your life is going to change.